I'm Scotty T from Your Comedy Minute. I have a wonderful comedian, actor, entrepreneur, Eddie Colson. Eddie, how in the heck are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, man. I was just trying to fix this light and every time, if it,
That's all right. You're
yeah.
so bright. That's it. You're just so bright. What's going on, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great, man. I'm loving the content that you're bringing out there. Thanks for having me on your show,
It's
man.
my
This is
pleasure. It's my pleasure.
this
Now,
is
and
like,
what's wild, Eddie? You're in the DMV, right?
yeah, Baltimore.
Yeah, I spent many years in the DMV. I lived in Columbia, Ellicott City. My office was just outside of DC.
So there's this whole thing where people from Baltimore say that they're not from the DMV. I think it's a stupid argument, you know, DC, Maryland, Virginia, but they're like, no, we're not a part of the DMV, and it's this whole thing. But
Were Eddie, were you born and raised in Baltimore?
So I was born in Baltimore, but I grew up a lot of my childhood in Jamaica and in
Okay,
St. Vincent, and
okay,
then I came back to Baltimore when I was 11, turning 12.
okay.
Yeah. So that was cool. I came right around 9/11 time, so I was a little afraid to be on the
Yeah.
plane. I was like, Mom, what if something happens? You know what I mean? She's like, no,
Yeah.
no, no, just pray to God,
And and
and
and the bridge going down last week, the Francis Scott Key Bridge going down
yeah,
last
man,
week.
it's crazy, bro. I don't know what's about to happen. I think Donald Trump did it.
Well, I can tell you, ain't nobody going across the bridge for a while.
I'm blaming Donald Trump. It's his fault.
Trump. Yeah, why not? Why not? He made that boat. Yeah, there's a lot of controversy about that. I know from all the boats that they now got one passage open. I saw this morning, and they're working on getting a second for the boats to get through.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's crazy, bro. It's like between Diddy and the,
Oh
the, the
my,
bridge,
Diddy!
so
Did
much.
you say Diddy?
It's so much going on, man. It's just like
Oh
yeah.
my. Well, we'll get to Diddy. Let's first do some numbers and stuff. You're on YouTube. You have 1,250 subscribers, 171 videos, 102,702 views. Great job, Eddie. Great job.
Thanks, man.
I
Appreciate it,
love your
man.
videos. I'll tell you the one. Well, there's a couple I really like, but the one where your buddy comes in and your girlfriend don't like him. I love that video because he's your partner, and then he's the one that sits there and says how he likes Notorious B.I.G. and likes all his DMX, and you catch him in the car listening to what's he listen to? Nelly Furtado or something? That's great videos, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, man. Just grinding, man. Just having fun, enjoying myself,
Are
trying to
you
make
are
people
you
laugh.
on Instagram, TikTok, any of those?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, Colson090. That's back when people had
Okay,
AIM, the
I'm
little
gonna
instant messenger. We don't do
right.
that
I'm
no
gonna
more.
include all the links
Okay.
to. Are you on TikTok too?
Yep, same thing, Colson090.
Okay.
I don't know when I'll change that, maybe one day.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I actually don't do TikTok. They offered me because I have over 10,000 subscribers. They sent me a thing and asking me to do minute videos, but I just won't do TikTok.
You don't want to do the dances?
Yeah. Hey, just what this world needs. Scotty T, dude. Listen, that's like I said, I might do a little Biggie Smalls rap for you.
Where
That's
you at
like,
right now?
what? You want me to do a little Biggie for you?
Where you at right now?
Uh,
Where you reside?
I mean, well, it's York, Pennsylvania, where the men are men and the sheep are scared.
Do you do stand up?
I do everything, man. I sit down, I stand up, I roll over. Hey, you want to see my Michael Jackson impression?
Yeah, let me see your Michael Jackson impression.
How is it?
Oh my God. It's
It
a
was
shame what
spot
happened
on.
to Michael Jackson, man. I heard he died from 12-year-old nuts. Yeah, I heard he was like allergic to almonds or something.
What?
Yeah, he was allergic to almonds.
No,
What
he
would you think?
overdosed
Yeah, it was 12-year-old nuts. It was
12-year-old.
Isn't that what it was?
Yeah. That's like Whitney Houston. There, here, I'll do a Whitney Houston joke for you. What's 6 inches long hasn't been used in 10 years?
What?
Whitney Houston's crack pipe.
Oh my God.
Well, I want to talk about, because you got a show coming up, and we'll get into more of what else you got going on. You got Funny Stoners coming up on 420.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Baltimore, Maryland. Be more.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
So 420 is basically when a
I
bunch of
know
people
what
come.
420 is. God damn, man.
I
Hey,
don't know, man.
the difference, Eddie, the difference between me and Bill Clinton, I always inhale. I inhale. Hey, people say Scotty T's blunt. I said, that's how I roll. That's no
That's
lie.
hilarious. But yeah, it's in Bmore, Baltimore, Maryland. Now we got a clean show too at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
With a bunch of hitters, bunch of legends. Larry Lancaster, legend in Baltimore City. Ivan Martin, he's been on Comedy Central. He's hilarious.
Okay.
And then Theo was headlining the 9 o'clock one. You know, it's
Well, I wanted to touch on that because you posted that you did your first clean set and you got a standing ovation.
yeah, it was very interesting, man. It was
That's
very
wonderful.
interesting. Yeah, they were just like, hey, don't curse, right? And then when I
Yeah.
got there, it was like, also no sex stuff. And I was like, well, that's half my set.
How's everybody doing?
So I had to be very clever.
Yeah.
So when I went there, I was imagining all these white people and old people. I got there, it was a bunch of black people. It was a bunch of bougie black people.
I just did one with a guy from Colorado, and he calls himself the second cleanest comedian in Colorado.
Mm.
So I had to do a whole half hour of no swearing, which for me, I was like,
because you start getting into it and you like, fuck, hey, family.
That's a good cut. It's funny to me because doing, like, I do real dark stuff, and then I can do, like, I have a joke here. I'll do one. I went to the supermarket this morning and I was running this joke. Why did the little girl drop her ice cream cone?
Why?
She got hit by a truck.
God dang.
This lady in line just was like, there's something wrong with you.
Very dark, right? Are you okay, Scott?
Right now, I'm not getting enough oxygen, Eddie. Right now.
Well, there is this website that you might, be in use of. It's called betterhelp.com. So, so
thank you, Eddie.
where you can go
I'll
to
look
get
it up right after we get done this. Oh man, you got a great laugh. You got a great laugh, and I love making you laugh.
Appreciate that. Appreciate it.
Well, now you wanted to talk about.
Hey man, I only like women, bro. No Diddy. Come on. Like,
yeah, no, and I
joking.
told you they don't know because they're just tuning in that I met Diddy when he launched Bad Boy Records.
Nice.
I was at a convention. I worked for BMG, and I met Clive Davis. You saw that picture. I think you saw the picture of me and Clive. And then I met L.A. Reid and Babyface because they were launching LaFace Records with Tony Braxton. And then I met Diddy. His first was Faith Evans, and then Total, No One Else. Do you remember that? Do you remember either of those? No.
Nope.
But yeah, Diddy was probably the snobbiest of all of them.
I'm 32, man. I know I'm bald-headed, but I'm 32.
Yeah.
Depending on who you are, I'm either old or young. But
I'm 61. You're young, bud. You're young.
Hey, I might be young, you might be old, but at least you ain't bald-headed, bro. You got your hair.
Eddie, it's funny because you get preconceived notions, like you said about that show, where you expected to see a whole batch of white people, and you went and there were black folks there.
Yeah.
And it's like me, where when I tell people that I worked with Wu-Tang Clan, Cash Rules, everything around me, they go, what the hell, this, or I was the only white guy at BET, that blows them away.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. Because when you first said that you met Diddy, my first question was,
No. It's like,
you know,
hey,
did he go
hang
to
on,
any
I gotta
parties?
stop you. Because I had dinner with R. Kelly and he didn't piss on me. I had dinner with Will Smith and he didn't
Well, that's because
smack
he
me.
didn't have to pee.
No,
Scott, he didn't have to
and
use
I
the
had dinner with
bathroom at the
I
time.
had dinner with Will Smith and he didn't smack me. No, all that's it was different times back then.
Yeah,
Well, I shouldn't say that. There was still racial divide. There's always going to be racial divide.
yeah.
But I look at it, there's good people, white, black, Asian. I mean, I don't do that. My sister's married to a black man. I don't have any time for it.
Hmm.
I never have. I just don't like it. I don't do, although I love a good Mexican joke.
Well, if you ever feel like giving back to the black community and doing your part and all that good stuff, just cash at me, bro. Just send me some money directly.
Jesus Christ.
Just
Oh my God.
I'll send you my cash app. You can put it in the description.
I,
And if
I
anybody
don't have
wants
I don't have Cash
any of
App.
your audience member feels sorry, they're just like,
You have two
oh
chances of that
man, we
happening.
oppress so many people.
You have two chances of that happening.
We've
Two.
made money off of the backs of all of our ass.
How,
Let's
how is
let's
me
give some money
sending
to Eddie
you?
Colson.
How
Let's
does
say
me sending you money help out the homeless people in Baltimore? You're gonna go out and just start. Here you go. They
that's what
came.
I'll do. I
They
will give
came
it
to
the
my
whole.
house the other night asking
Uh-huh.
for a donation for the homeless shelter.
Hmm.
I gave them a cardboard box.
What did it say? Did it say home? It said
There you go. There's
it
a
said please help or something like that. Give
there you
money.
go. There's
Here,
a
this is what I use to get money. Maybe it can help you.
what do you call two homeless guys hitting each other with pieces of cardboard?
What?
A pillow fight. Yeah, you're just setting me up here. You're setting me up for all my one-liners. But no, let's talk. Let's get back to. We'll get off of Diddy and all that because I
All
mean,
right, yeah,
I
sorry,
th-
sorry.
I think in all honesty, to be serious for 2.3 seconds,
Yeah,
I think Diddy's going to end up. He's going to say hi to R. Kelly. He's going to look good in stripes.
damn. I
That's
can
my
curse,
gut.
right? Can I curse? Yeah, I can curse. Damn.
No, it's just my feeling because you can't. It's like Bill Cosby. After so many, you have to start to say, well, maybe. I mean, after two or three or four now, oh shit.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. I don't. But what I wanted to get back into is, when did you start doing comedy?
Okay, so I thought it was more to that. I thought you was gonna be
Well,
like,
no, I
and
mean
or
because there's
something.
a lot.
Like,
No,
no,
there's a lot to it. I stopped because there's several parts to that. In other words, there's the stand-up bit, but there's
mhm.
the videos you're making. It's all different.
True, true. All right, so I was acting. I was acting at one point. So not
Okay.
that I'm still acting now. So I was going online, applying for jobs to do acting jobs and things like
Okay.
that. And I started getting some jobs. And while I was on set, in Atlanta,
Okay.
and one of the producers was like, "Yo, I'm just joking." I kept making him laugh. I'm making the whole
Right.
set
Yeah.
laugh, and I'm just joking with him. And the producer's like, "Yo, you're a comedian, right? Like you're like." She didn't ask. She kind of was just like, "Yeah, so you're a comedian, right?" Like she just assumed.
Right.
I was like, "No, I'm not a comedian." She was like, "Really?" And she was like, "You remind me of some of my comedian friends. I got a lot of comedian friends, that work in
Boom,
the
boom,
industry,
boom, boom.
and
All this.
I mean, you should
Boom,
think about
boom.
doing comedy." It kind of went in one ear and out the other. I
Oh,
wasn't
really?
really, yeah, I kind of was just like, huh, okay, that's an idea. And I just like, what I mean? Like I wasn't really. And then there was this girl that me and her had like was flirting a little bit, like she was kind of, flirting on me. And
And she said,
and I was making her laugh, and she's like, she's just like flirting, what I mean? Because I'm a killer with the lady. Now,
right,
so I was talking to her, and then and she was like, and I made her laugh, and she was like, you got comedic timing,
I was
She
just
was
gonna
like, I'm
say,
actually a comedian myself, and I only date comedians. You know what I mean? I was just like, yo, stop hitting on me. Like, like we
right,
get it. You're horny. But
Okay.
no, but yeah, so she was just like, yeah, you should think about doing stand-up comedy, blah blah blah.
That's what inspired you.
And I was like, yo, that's crazy. K Pre, the producer, just told me the same thing. So then I left from Atlanta and I went to New York to do another acting job, straight from Atlanta, straight to New York.
Is there, let me interrupt you for a second. Is there stuff that I can put in the links, commercials or anything you've done that people
Yeah,
can
yeah, yeah,
see?
sure, sure. Yeah,
Send me
absolutely.
those links, but when we get done or, afterwards, so I can let the people see your stuff.
Yeah, yeah. The one I'm telling you about where I was in New York, that was a I was on New York Homicide. I
Oh,
played a
cool.
I played a serial killer. It's very yeah. They made me shave all my beard and leave just
Really?
this. And I was
Okay.
walking around New York City asking for directions. And I was like, I know I look like
Oh,
a criminal.
cool.
I know I look like a rapist, but it was just
Okay.
like
All right.
please, miss, please stop running. Let me can you tell me how to
Okay.
get
So,
to
we're
Manhattan?
just so I'm up to speed. The acting came first. You're in Atlanta. You went to New York,
Yep.
and is that where you started? Well, you started to
Yeah, yeah.
grow.
So then when I went to New York, I was making everybody on set laugh again. And then this
Okay.
Jamaican dude, he was just like, Eddie, you should really think about doing stand-up, You should really think about stand-up comedy. And I was like, oh, okay. That's
Right.
the third person this entire weekend, and
Yeah.
from people who are in the entertainment. So I was like, all right, cool. So I went home to Baltimore and I looked up how to be a stand-up comedian.
And how long
That
ago
was
was
it.
that?
That was about a year ago.
Okay. And the reason I'm asking because a lot of people are watching these and trying to get insight into the first gig you did. How was that?
So my first gig was actually a bringer show. So bringer show is basically you have to sell your own tickets.
Okay.
And so I did that. And I was I still do real estate, but I got well known for doing real estate. I was teaching people at one point, so I kind of already had like a little bit of a fan base.
Okay.
And I just let the people know that I was doing a show.
So
And then they came.
the bringer show you did really well because they're all your people.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
it was I mean, I was doing open mics for some months before I did my first show, but
Okay. Well, I
I
guess what I'm asking is because most people tell me the first time that they ever got up on stage. Now, I guess because you had acting chops already, it doesn't really equate. But
well, I mean,
a lot of comedians say the first time they almost felt like they were going to throw up, or they did throw up, or they pissed their pants, or whatever.
so I mean, I think from the open mic standpoint, I was doing a lot more of that. So like before I got into comedy, I was doing real estate, but I also was like coaching, which gave me public speaking gigs. So
Okay.
I was told, hey, can you come to this, networking event or this speaking engagement and be one of our speakers and talk about real estate? So I would get on stage all the time. So when I got into comedy, I don't think my issue was more so like, oh my God, there's so many people. How do I get on stage? My issue was more so getting all of the professional gunk off of me. Like being on stage and just being like, hello, my name is Eddie Colson and I'm here to sell you real estate. You know what I mean? As
Yeah.
opposed to like being on stage and just being myself and telling jokes, you
Well,
know?
I think you hit on something there that I've been doing it 4 years, and I'm still working on my timing. That
Yeah.
timing, that pause is so important. Too long. I've had people say you pause too long in between the setup and the punchline.
Yep.
And when I do the joke reels, if you've seen any of my joke reels, I'm actually using a clip champ and editing so that I cheat. I make that timing just right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But when you're doing it live, it's hard to, if you're rushing or get out of sync.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you
Yeah.
feel that way?
Yeah. 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 Absolutely. I mean, when it comes to timing, I think you got to I think everybody has like, different things that they're good at and they're bad at and things like that.
Right.
And I think like when it comes to timing, you have two different types of people that I see in comedy. You have one person where they focus on testing out different jokes all the different time,
Mhm.
right? And then you have some people that work out the same set over and over, and their whole intention is to just get the timing right and
Get the
get the
timing on.
cadence right. And I've seen people work on the same set, and that set didn't sound that great the first time, but then I heard it like again at a show where their energy is more into it. They're getting
Yeah.
paid. There's more pressure, and then all of a sudden I get the jokes better and it's funnier, and it's like I've heard these before, but for some reason it hits differently, and it's the timing for sure. For sure.
You know, there are actually three types of people in this world:
Okay.
people that make things happen,
Mm-hmm.
people that watch things happen,
Mm-hmm.
and people that say, "What happened?" That's actually a real old saying that somebody
Yeah.
was so dumb to me recently, reminded me of it, and I did it, and it went to like I think 7,000 views on Instagram or something. You know,
Yeah.
it's wild how that happens.
Yeah, I think I've seen that clip of you say that.
Well, you know what's funny, and we'll, which kind of, you know, to get off the stand up, but the videos you're doing, you know, I know the amount of time that you're putting into shooting them and editing them and this and that.
Yeah.
And it's just that's a whole different thing than the stand-up stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And
Um,
go ahead.
no, go ahead. What were you about to say?
I was just going to say, and again, I hate when I do this, but I just wanted because I want to inspire you and tell you, I busted my butt on YouTube, and you know, Instagram to me, all of them don't mean anything. X, Twitter, Facebook, none of it
Mm-hmm.
means anything to me, and that's being honest.
Mm-hmm.
So I keep dumping these jokes, you the little quickies, and all of a sudden one day my phone's blowing up. What the hell's going on? One of my jokes on Instagram went to like 300,000 views. I'm like, holy shit, how did that happen?
Hmm.
You know, and that's, you know, and now Threads, all of a sudden I blew up on Threads, and it's like I went from 100 followers to 3,500 followers.
Awesome,
And it's
man.
just, you know, YouTube Shorts and Instagram, and I think those are, well, and if you're doing TikTok, you know, I imagine TikTok's even crazier numbers.
I want to see you do a dance on TikTok, man. That's what I want to see you. I want to see you do that. I think
Hey,
you
Eddie,
can. You
Eddie,
will probably blow up.
I tell you when that's gonna
Hey, yo,
happen.
put in the comments if y'all want Scott to go on
Eddie,
TikTok and do
Eddie,
some TikTok
Eddie,
dances.
Eddie. I tell you what's gonna happen. I'm gonna send the money to your Cash App right before
I love being black. I love being a black man.
Hey, it's Scotty T on TikTok.
That's what I would put my Cash App for reparations. You could send me all your money
Yeah, Eddie,
for your
at the bottom of my
reparations.
first TikTok, we'll have your Cash App down there.
For any of the white people that feel bad.
This helps Eddie in the city of Baltimore get the bridge back. Oh, you're killing
Anybody
me,
just like, oh my God, I'm white. What do I do? Just Cash App Eddie Colson.
Eddie, you know, I don't even put that on my videos, but I'm guessing you want me to put it on you on this video. All benefits from this video will help build the bridge back and help the people in Baltimore.
No, we're not gonna lie to the people. We're not gonna lie to the people.
God,
I don't
Eddie.
want that type of pressure.
Oh my God, you're killing me here.
I love all my Baltimore people. I love y'all. But you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I don't like the Ravens.
and I pray everything,
I don't like the Ravens.
You don't like the Ravens?
No, I don't like the Ravens.
You know what sucks? Not liking or watching sports. It's not that I don't like sports.
It's all right.
But it don't interest me. And then people be talking about sports and I just feel so left out. You know?
You know what? You know what, Eddie? It's like me being in the music business all my life. You know, that I have elaborate stereo equipment and all this. And some people, they just have a clock radio. You know, that's the extent of it. I don't really like music. I'm not really a music person. It used to blow my mind.
Yeah.
You know?
I love music for sure. I'm a music guy.
Yeah. Whatever, you know, to me, it's whatever trips your trigger.
Yeah. Absolutely. I want to do some open mics out there in York, PA, man. Can you show me around? Can you tell me where to?
No,
I'm serious.
No, don't.
I want to.
Why? Why?
Because I want to
go the other way.
I like traveling, exploring.
No, but,
I go to
Eddie, you want to go where there's more people, not less people.
I'm going to New York next week.
Yeah.
I go to New York all the time. I want to just go to. I want to see what York, PA is like.
Oh my
God,
not gonna
Eddie.
hurt. Eddie,
let me tell
you. All right, hold on. I'm gonna do this.
Don't gatekeep. Don't gatekeep.
Hold on.
Don't be a gatekeeper.
This is like me sending you the Cash App. I do a bit and I've done it for 4 years now, and I'm going to do it for you now.
All right.
I don't give a shit if you're asexual, pansexual, bisexual, lesbian, gay, trans. I don't give a shit. I come from York, Pennsylvania. There was a man that fucked a sheep at the York Fair. So you can see, I don't care. I don't care what you are, pansexual. I ain't got to fuck a sheep. Now you think twice about coming to York, PA. I'm not shitting you, Eddie. I'm not making it up. Just last week, the Drag Queen Story Hour was in Lancaster, the Amish country. You familiar with that?
I mean, yeah, I know I'm familiar with Amish. Yeah,
we're going to set off a bomb. They had to evacuate the downtown. The
For
Amish
real?
aren't into the Drag Queen Story Hour.
Hey, man, there's crazy stuff happening everywhere, man. There's a crackhead doing some wild stuff. Probably, you know. Right now, I'm actually at one of my mentors, one of my comedy mentors' house, and because he's somewhere, I don't know, he's either on vacation or doing a show on a cruise ship. But
you're lying.
No, seriously, I don't know.
You're squatting in the place. You broke in and are squatting.
It's a dog. Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I'm just teasing.
Just remember my cash app. Don't forget the cash.
Yeah, Jesus God. Go back to sending any money.
But yeah, so I'm at his house one day, right? He asked me to stay, watch his dog and everything like that. Okay. And it was around Halloween time. Same house I'm in right now. And I go outside. Tell me why somebody threw a bunch of toilet paper at his house. Yeah. And the tree was right in front of it. Like the tree that was right in front of it was a bunch of toilet paper. And I look outside the window and I see it. So I go outside to see if any other neighbors got hit with toilet paper, right? And I see that one of the neighbors got hit with toilet paper too, right next door. And there's this guy, he's pulling down toilet paper. And I'm thinking it's a neighbor. And I'm like, damn, bro, they got you too? They threw toilet paper at your house? And he's like, no, I just needed some toilet paper. Crackheads. He's like, no, I just needed some toilet paper. That man he saw an opportunity, saw some toilet paper, and was just grabbing.
Rolling it back up.
Baltimore behavior, bro.
No, I know. Like I said, I spent a lot of time down there. Matter of fact, you mentioned crackhead. My buddy and I were on the way to a strip joint in Baltimore, and it's true. You know, I'm not gonna make it up. And we saw this crackhead, and my buddy, we were sitting at a traffic light, and like that, she saw a reflection in the mirror. And buddy said, "Look, she just made a friend." And she stood there like waving. Yeah, you see some crazy shit in Baltimore. Well, Philadelphia.
So coming from Baltimore, it's hard for me to get scared, weirded out, or anything because I've seen it all.
Yeah, no, me too. Philadelphia, you know, if you've seen any of the Kensington videos, there's people, zombies, you know.
Yeah.
That new synthetic.
They be like this. They be like Michael Jackson. They still don't hit the ground.
Yeah, they're like zombies. Yeah, it's crazy as shit. Well, listen, we're going to run out of time, so I want to cover beyond your Cash App. No more Cash App. I want you to tell everybody any other shows besides the 420 and you're going to New York. You're going to do some stuff in New York?
Yeah, let me pull it out. So April 12th is New York. April 12th is New York. That's next week.
Okay. Anything down the road, because this probably will air one day next week, probably. So anything that you want to promote, please tell people now.
April 12th. April 27th. I think that's somewhere in Maryland.
That narrows it down.
Joe Spain is May 4th. Delaware, that's in Delaware, May 4th. And then June 8th, trying to do something possibly in York, PA.
You just made that up.
No, York, PA. And then I got one that's actually, hold on, let me look at my Instagram, like, because hold on, one more. There's another
You're
one.
doing the toilet tour. If
April 18th, I'm actually gonna be in York, PA. At George Street,
okay,
108
downtown.
North George Street, the King George Speakeasy,
Yeah, April
Lafayette,
18th, couple
LMAO.
weeks away.
Yeah, April 18th. Hosted by K Squizzy,
Okay.
Mike Stork, Colleen Clements,
Well, be sure
Bill
to
Monahan.
bring your Cash App and hold it up.
Yeah, man, absolutely. They're gonna be like, God, we gotta get rid of these homeless people. How are they coming all the way to PA? And how is his head so shinely bald? His guy is.
Well, Eddie, we got to wrap it up. We only got a few more minutes. So if you can, I asked you ahead of time. It's called Your Comedy Minute. And I don't care what it is. As I said, anything that you can think on or a bit you do or whatever, Your Comedy Minute, Eddie
All right,
Colson.
I'll tell you a story.
Hang on, let
Right?
me do a formal intro because we use it
Oh,
prelude.
I apologize.
Eddie Colson, Your Comedy Minute. Go, buddy.
All right, cool. So I remember there was this story that I tell people sometimes. So when I first started doing comedy, right, I asked this white couple to come watch me do comedy, right? And after I finished my set, they started walking out. So I followed them. Not to rob them, Scott. Calm down. Like you know what I mean? I just wanted to ask them. I just be like, hey man, what you think about my set? He was like, hey man, you went up there, you put yourself out there, I couldn't do it. And I'm like, yeah, but what you think about my set? And he was like, hey man, you went up there, you put yourself out there, I'm like, all right, man, just if you say you ain't like it, just you ain't like it. So I tell that story sometimes, right? And I tell that story, and then like, like I'll ask comments like, yo, like, what you think about that joke I did? Blah blah blah. You'd be like, hey man, you went up there, you put yourself out there. And it's becoming a thing where everybody just says that to me everywhere I go.
Yeah.
So like, I met this young lady, right? And I took her out on a date. And and I did everything, you know what I mean? I put, flowers out, you know what I mean? Spent all this good money, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
Right.
babe, what you think about the date? How'd you think it went? She's like, hey man, you went up there, you put yourself out there. I'm like, all right.
That's great.
One time I was fucking the same chick, right? And I was like, yeah, girl, how you like this dick? She's like, hey man, you went up there,
Oh, that's great stuff, Eddie. That's great stuff. That's really good. Well, I want to say that, you coming on the show and everything, you came up there, you did your thing, you did your best. Your lighting's impeccable. We just gotta get that Cash App thing. Hey, seriously,
No, one time this girl on Instagram, literally, she sent me Cash App. I was like, oh, I want to get some lunch. She was like, what's your Cash App? And I just sent it to her.
Yeah.
And then, I was just like, damn, what's this for? She was just like, that one time you was on stage, you went up there, you did your thing, you put yourself out there.
All right. Hey, look, thanks for being on the show. I'll catch back up with you. I'm going to stop the recording, so hang out for a minute, okay?
All right, man. Sounds good.
Thank you so much for being here. I had a great time. You're really funny.
Absolutely, man. So are you.
My pleasure. I loved it.